Your person sends you an enormous amount of energy, even if you can't always consciously sense it, yet they remain too afraid to reach out in the physical world. There is a longing within them, a desire to close the distance, but fear, uncertainty, and old emotional wounds hold them back. Instead of taking direct action, they find themselves manifesting, hoping, wishing, and energetically encouraging you to be the one to initiate contact. On some days, when you feel unexpectedly tired, emotionally heavy, or energetically drained, it may be because part of your energy is naturally being diverted toward them. Your soul instinctively reaches out to support their growth, to help them ascend, and to guide them through whatever emotional or spiritual turbulence they are experiencing. This connection isn't ordinary. Your souls are intertwined in a way that goes beyond logic or circumstance. One of you awakened earlier, recognizing the connection, the spiritual lessons, the emotional intensity, while the other needed more time to reach that level of awareness. This difference in timing created a temporary mismatch, not because anything was wrong, but because spiritual growth unfolds differently for everyone. In the physical world, this imbalance might show up as misunderstandings, delays, silence, or confusion. Yet on a deeper spiritual plane, both of you are learning, aligning, and preparing for the same destination. You are here to help one another grow, not only on a soul level but also in practical, real-world ways. Your connection serves as a catalyst, pushing you both to evolve, to heal old wounds, to develop emotional intelligence, and to uncover deeper layers of self-awareness. Even during moments when it appears that you're moving in circles with this person, repeating the same patterns, revisiting the same challenges, or getting caught in emotional loops, the reality is that you are both steadily moving upward. The growth may not always feel linear, but it is happening, often beneath the surface where you can't yet see it. Their higher self is incredibly active right now, reaching out to you with a sense of urgency and longing. On an energetic level, they are trying to communicate with you in subtle, almost imperceptible ways. You may feel sudden emotions that aren't yours, flashes of intuition, tingles, warmth, or even dreams that feel unusually vivid or intimate. Their higher self is talkative, expressive, and unrestrained, far more so than their physical self allows them to be. It seeks to connect with you emotionally, sensually, and spiritually, because your energy brings them a level of peace and comfort they struggle to find anywhere else. Your presence ignites something powerful within them. It awakens parts of their soul that have been dormant, untouched, or overlooked for years. There is something unmistakable, something unforgettable about the way your energy interacts with theirs. It soothes them, inspires them, and reminds them of who they truly are. Even if they try to distance themselves physically, they cannot detach from the way you make them feel. You have become a source of healing, an anchor, a spark, a familiar warmth that they can't ignore or forget. They miss you more deeply than they let on. They miss the love you offered so freely, the patience you extended even when things were complicated, and the emotional support you provided without hesitation. They miss the way your presence made their world feel less chaotic and more meaningful. They miss the conversations, the silence, the connection, and the sense of understanding that existed between you even when no words were spoken. At times, they replay memories, moments, or conversations with you in their mind, wishing they had been braver, more open, or more ready when you were closer. Your energy stays with them like a gentle echo, never overwhelming, but always there. It reminds them of what's possible, what's real, and what they secretly hope to experience again. Even in their moments of fear or avoidance, they can't fully let go of the thought of you. Something in them knows that this connection is rare and significant, and that it carries a purpose that goes beyond attraction or coincidence. As you continue to grow, heal, and move forward, the connection transforms with you. You are not growing apart, you are growing upward, sometimes separately, sometimes in parallel, but always toward a point where alignment becomes possible again. The energetic bond between you strengthens with each lesson learned, each moment of self-reflection, and each step you take toward your own spiritual expansion. Your person is evolving, slowly but undeniably, guided by the energy you unknowingly share. Their soul recognizes you, relies on your frequency, and gravitates toward the light you carry. And even if the physical world hasn't aligned yet, the spiritual world continues to weave the two of you closer, preparing you both for the next chapter in a connection that is still very much alive. I think about you nonstop, more often than I ever thought a person could think about someone else. Sometimes it feels like your presence lingers in the quiet moments between my thoughts, as if my mind refuses to let go of the warmth you once brought into my life. When I first met you, I won't lie, I genuinely believed you were too good to be true. Everything about you felt almost unreal, as if someone like you could only exist in stories or dreams. You were patient in a world that rushes everything, loyal in a world where loyalty has become rare, and honest in a world full of masks and pretenses. Your sincerity caught me off guard. I did not know how to receive something so pure without questioning it. I kept wondering how a person could be so beautiful, not just in appearance but in spirit. There was something about the way you spoke, the way you listened, and the way you cared that made me pause and look at you differently. You carried a kind of gentleness that didn't feel forced, one that came naturally to you, like kindness was your native language. It wasn't the loud, dramatic kind of affection that movies show, it was soft, consistent, and deeply genuine. And that is what surprised me the most. You never demanded anything from me. You never asked for grand gestures or proof of love. All you ever gave me was honesty and a love that didn't come with conditions or expectations. You were the first person in my life who loved me simply because you wanted to, not because it benefited you or gave you something in return. That realization left me completely astonished. In today's world, love often hides behind motives. People love when it's convenient, when it serves a purpose, or when they need something. But you were different in every possible way. There was no hidden agenda, no secret intention behind your affection. You just loved with an open heart, and I didn't know how to handle something so rare. Sometimes I ask myself where someone like you could have come from. What shaped you? What world did you grow up in that made you so incredibly compassionate? Why are you so forgiving, so loving, so endlessly patient with people, especially with someone like me, who didn't always know how to receive your love or treat it with the care it deserved? When I looked into your eyes, I could see a purity that was almost disarming. You weren't naive, you were simply good, a kind of good that is hard to find anymore. You carried a soul that wasn't touched by bitterness, a heart that refused to harden even when life must have given you reasons to. You are a complete package of kindness, generosity, and sincerity. You gave more than you received, and you did it without ever keeping score. You never tried to change me or mold me into something else, you simply accepted me, flaws and all. But despite everything you offered so freely, I made mistakes, mistakes that hurt you, mistakes I can't take back no matter how much I wish I could. I lied to you when I should have been honest. I doubted you when you had never given me a single reason to question your loyalty or your intentions. I made you feel vulnerable when all you ever did was make me feel safe. And the worst part is that I left you alone without any explanation. I walked away at a time when you deserved understanding, clarity, and at the very least, a truthful goodbye. Instead, I let my own fears control me. I let insecurity, confusion, and my lack of emotional maturity push me into making choices that hurt you deeply. You didn't deserve that, not even for a moment. You deserved someone who could see your worth the way I see it now, someone who appreciated your love before losing it, someone who understood what a privilege it was to be cared for by you. I am truly sorry for the lies, for the mistrust, for the silence, for the hurt, and for the emptiness I left behind. I am sorry that I didn't treat your heart with the softness it needed. I am sorry that I didn't hold on when you were giving me every reason to stay. I am sorry that I let you believe you weren't enough, when in reality you were more than I ever could have asked for. Please forgive me for my mistakes, not because I deserve forgiveness, but because your soul deserves peace, and I hope my words can be a small step toward giving you some of that. I can't undo what I did, but I can acknowledge it with complete honesty. And if nothing else, I want you to know this: your love meant something. You meant something. You still do. Your partner is beginning to feel genuinely ready to take meaningful action toward rebuilding the connection between you. For a long time, they may have been wrestling with conflicting emotions, uncertainty, or the fear of making the wrong decision. They might have gone through periods of avoidance, distraction, or emotional juggling as they tried to figure out what they truly wanted. But now, something within them has shifted. They are gaining clarity, real, grounded clarity, about the kind of person they want in their life, and that realization consistently leads them back to you. Regardless of how much time has passed or how complicated things became, you remain the one who stands out in their mind and heart. Losing you was not just a minor regret for them, it was one of the most painful and eye-opening experiences they've ever endured. Your absence has echoed in their daily life far more than they expected. They didn't fully recognize the depth of your impact until they were forced to navigate life without your presence, support, and warmth. Every moment that once felt effortless or joyful now carries a quiet emptiness. They miss the way you brought energy into even the smallest moments, the way you encouraged them, the way you made them feel seen and valued. Your presence wasn't just something they enjoyed, it was something that energized them, grounded them, and reminded them of who they wanted to be. Along with the longing, there is a heavy sense of guilt within them. They are fully aware that they hurt you, and that knowledge weighs on them every single day. They recognize that their actions, or possibly their lack of action, caused you pain that you did not deserve. This guilt is not just a fleeting emotion, it's a deep ache that keeps resurfacing, reminding them of the consequences of their choices. They see now that they broke your heart during a time when you offered them love, trust, and sincerity. That realization has humbled them and pushed them to reflect more honestly on their behavior, their fears, and the patterns that may have led to such a painful outcome. Because of this inner awakening, they are starting to plan their next steps. They want to reach out to you, not impulsively, not carelessly, but intentionally. They are thinking about what they might say, how they might approach you, and how they can express what is truly in their heart. They want the chance to speak with you directly, to have a conversation that holds sincerity, vulnerability, and truth. Reaching out is not something they are considering lightly, it's something they feel compelled to do because they cannot continue carrying these feelings without trying to make things right. You occupy their thoughts far more than you may realize. Whether they are working, resting, or going about their daily routine, their mind drifts back to you. It's not simply nostalgia, it's a recognition of what they lost and what they still deeply desire. The reason they cannot get you off their mind is tied to the pain they know they caused and the realization of how meaningful your connection truly was. They know they either let you down or acted in a way that severely damaged the trust and love between you. That awareness haunts them, but it also drives them to seek reconciliation. In an effort to repair the damage, they are genuinely attempting to grow, change, or improve themselves. They understand that simply apologizing is not enough. They are trying their best, emotionally, mentally, and maybe even spiritually, to resolve this painful situation. They want to approach you not with excuses, but with accountability. They don't want to repeat past mistakes. They want to show you through their actions, not just their words, that they are willing to do better and be better. Your partner knows the depth of the hurt they caused. They recognize that they pushed you beyond your limits, that they hurt you in ways that still linger. And yet, this recognition is also what pushes them to reflect so deeply. They've reached a point in their life where clarity is replacing confusion. They are beginning to understand not only what they want, but also what they truly need. And what they need, what their heart keeps pulling them toward, is you. You fill a space in their heart that no one else can occupy. You brought them comfort, passion, peace, excitement, and a sense of belonging. Even amidst the mistakes and misunderstandings, the connection between you held something real and irreplaceable. They are now aware of that truth in a way they may not have been before. You provide them with a sense of satisfaction, emotional grounding, and completeness that they have not found anywhere else. And because of this, they feel compelled to try to mend the relationship rather than let the past define your future. As they move forward with the intention to contact you, their hope is not just to reconnect but to rebuild. They want to show you that the pain wasn't meaningless and that the loss taught them something valuable. Whether or not you choose to let them back in, their feelings are sincere. They want healing, they want closure, and most of all, they want you, because their heart has finally recognized where it truly belongs.